We're going to talk about rounding with decimals. So I have an example here, 17.436. One of the reasons that we round is to, one, prevent error in measurement. So our measurement device might only be accurate out to maybe the 10th spot. And these other values it measured, but maybe they're not too accurate. And that can happen in fields that have really micro measurements. So physics is one of them. Chemistry is another. The other thing is that sometimes we just want to round so that all of our data is consistent to the same place value. Okay, so to round it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Let's say we want to take this number and we want to round it to, now they have to tell you, so we're going to round this to the 10th spot. Again, maybe it's a situation where my measurement, my reader, is only accurate really accurate up to maybe the 100th spot or whatever it happens to be. So we're going to round this value to the 10th spot. So how do we do that? Well, what we do is we take the number, so 17.436. We identify the 10th spot. Here it's a 4, which is the numeric value placed in that 10th spot. And then we take a look at the number to the right of that, which is what we would do in normal rounding. And so that number is a 3. So if it's 5 or more, we're going to take the number that's underlined and we're going to go up with it. If it's 4 or less, the number that's circled, so I'll put circle here. So if the circle number, so circle, if it's 5 or more, we go up. If it's 4 or more, or 4 or less, we go down. So in this particular case, since the 3 is less than a 5, we're going to go down. And so I'm going to write this as 17.4. Okay? And so what this does is, not necessarily down. We want it to stay the same. That's what I meant to say. The same. So we're going to write this as 17.4 because this is the spot. The 10th spot is where we are rounding to. So the reader knows that the data maybe have collected out to a long list, but we're putting it to the nearest 10th. Okay? What if we want the 100th? Okay, if we want to round to the 100th, we go ahead and we take a look. So here's our 100th spot. We're going to look at the thing to the right of it, and we're going to say, is it 5 or more? In this case, it is. So since it is, this is going to go up. So we're trying to round to the nearest one of these. 5 or more is up, 4 less down. So this is going to give us 17.44. And now we've rounded this to the nearest 100th spot for our reader. And this 6 pushed this up to a 4. So 17.44 is the rounding of this number to the nearest 100th spot. 17.4 is the rounding of the same number to the nearest 10th spot. So what you got to do is just got to go ahead and look to see what spot you want to round to, and then look at the spot to the right and use this rule, and you'll be all set.